Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Stutzman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Geithner. Good to see you, and thanks for being here. I just want to follow up a little bit on Mr. Chaffetz's questioning. The budget. You think a budget is important?
Absolutely.
Last year's budget that the administration proposed, do you remember how many votes it got in the Senate once it was forced to vote on it?
Well, in the way it was done, it got very few votes.
0, right?
Because it was the way it was done.
Because of the way it was done.
Again, I'm not a budget process expert, but it's because you know.
It didn't get any votes. And I guess my question is this a waste of time for us? If last year's budget, which is similar to this year's budget, coming from the administration, this seems to be a waste of time. If it's not going to get a single vote in the Senate, Democrat-controlled Senate, why do we even want to go through this process? Why even go through the time of putting a budget together if you haven't worked with your Democrat colleagues in the Senate who didn't give you one single vote?
Well, no, but that's not what I said. Of course, you know, again, I said we spent a fair amount of time over the summer, as you know, working with the Republican leadership. Of course, we work closely with the Democrats. And the proposals in this budget try to build on the talks we had over the course of the summer and, of course, even the work of the supercommittee in the fall. So we think this is good policy, and the reason why it's worth you paying attention to it, because if Congress were to adopt it, it would be good for the country.
But my point is doesn't it show you how far apart you are from even your own...
No, I don't. I'm not worried about our distance with the Democratic colleagues.
But you can't even get a single vote in the Democrat-controlled Senate.
I'm not worried about the distance between us and Democrats. I'm a little worried about the distance between us and some Republicans, but that's why it's good to have this debate.
According to your own Treasury Department, over 80% of businesses in the U.S. are unincorporated, pass-through entities paying taxes at the individual level. I'm in that category as a farmer in Indiana. And of the businesses that have profits of $1 million or more, over 60% are unincorporated pass-throughs. My question is the President's tax policies, including those in the health care legislation, would push the top individual tax rate to 44.8%. Do you think there is a disparity? If you take upper income tax rate of 39.6, if you take PEP, reinstate PEP, that's 2%, and Medicare taxes of 3.2 gives you 44.8%. Do you think that is a disparity between small business owners and corporations who pay an upper tax rate of 35%?
Well, I think to do a fair comparison of the economics of taxation, you have to look at the effective tax rate on those pass-throughs and the effective tax rate on the corporations. And I think if you do that, you'll find the disparity very small.
Do you have any numbers?
I'll be happy to try and respond to you in detail on that.
Okay. The President also said